So thank you for joining us on the X-Files Revisited. That was our discussion on Redrum. We hope you enjoyed it and appreciate our thoughts on... Oh, hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited. We are going to be talking about Redrum, which is episode 6 of season 8, which has the conceit of going backwards. Brian, tell me a little bit about the legacy of this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like rather than telling you about the legacy, I think you should guess, because I feel like me telling you about the legacy of it often could dictate where you land on your guessing game. So I'll tell you about the legacy, or what I perceive to be the legacy, once we've done the guessing game. So 21 episodes, 21 episodes from season 8. Where do you think IMDb users rank it?
3.
Oh, 3 it is.
Oh,
yeah, got it. Yeah, that's is that the
so
is that
disappointing.
The
so disappointing.
Is that the 4th time
for the episodes in the season?
No, I think like that you've got one right.
Yeah, for the episodes in the season, I think I've managed quite a few for the actual season overall.
Okay.
I think I've done 3 of those, which even then I think is against the odds.
Okay. Interestingly,
I would say I'm disappointed because we're at episode 6 of a 21 or 22 episode season,
21.
and there's only 2 more better. Like I'm like, you know, like I wonder where I'm not sure where this season's going to land.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 217 episodes, because this is an interesting number actually.
Okay.
Where do you think it sits in the 217 episodes?
78.
Oh, okay. So you aimed much lower. It's 58.
58. Okay.
58, but that's like, oof, you know, like you're not in the top quarter there. So like you one of your top 3 episodes of the season is not making it into the top quarter. So that kind of, yeah. But I mean, personally, I think there's better episodes in this season.
Okay, good.
But you know, to answer your question in terms of legacy, yeah, this seems to be one that is very highly regarded in terms of season 8.
Right.
Now, I think whenever you go to the later seasons, 8, 9, 10, and 11, automatically I think from the fan base, you're going to see like a drop anyway. Even if you get a really great one, I wouldn't expect it to be as high as it would have had it been presented to us in season 1 to 7. And I think that's just a particular bias that kind of comes against it at that period. But
is it the double D effect?
Yeah, whatever that is.
You miss him, David Duchovny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, to a degree. I mean, that doesn't explain season 10 and 11 when he comes back. So, but yeah, I just think season 8 and 9, when you have a really good episode, it has to be really good in order to push it into that upper quarter. Just because
I think it's like an almost grudging, like, I mean, yeah, it's all right, you know, but secretly it was good. It was good. But I don't want to see it.
Pretty much. Yeah. Like I say, I personally think there's at least a couple of episodes this season that are better than this. But we'll get into, you know, how me and you receive this one now. But yeah, so take that score with a pinch of salt, I guess. But be interesting to see where you land, see if you agree with the IMDb rankers or not. But let's get into it. So Redrum, which for anyone who's familiar with The Shining, instantly thinks, oh yeah, murder backwards. Okay.
Redrum.
And that's key to the episode because, like Memento, we do the whole, we start a scene, and then when we get to the end, we start the next scene, and then end it where the previous one began, and that's kind of how we're going. But so Miles Bennett Dyson wakes up in prison with a spider, also known as Joe Morton, but I will always forever call him Miles Dyson of T2 fame.
And the Hoovers.
If you know, you know. So a guard comes to collect him and says, it's time. So off he goes, and he's wearing a bulletproof vest on top of his prison scrubs. And he meets Scully and Doggett in the corridor. And he says that they should postpone the transfer. And Dyson doesn't know what's going on. He's like, What am I doing here? Why am I in prison? What's completely clueless. Doggett kind of looks at him like he knows him quite well, and he's really disappointed in him. So
because I think you get the feeling when they walk in like he's almost putting on an act. And they're like, come on. Come on.
It's like, dude, it's over. We got you. Like, give it up. So insanity play and all that. So outside, the press are waiting, and so is another man who shoots Dyson, and Scully kind of kneels down to offer some medical assistance, but he looks pretty much like he's a goner. He's bleeding out. Time begins to slow down until it stops, and then it starts up again, but it starts going backwards. Scully's watch starts going backwards, and we hit the opening credits.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Groundhog Day. Right. I didn't realise it was going to change things a little bit. And I think it's I didn't. So the mechanism of this one, I was interested at the start. I liked the sort of story it leads in with Joe Morton at the start. Great to see him. I think this one probably gets tarnished a little bit with Memento, but I think is very different from Memento, as in the fact that, as he goes back each day, the day that we've just seen is changed forever. It would never happen that way because he's aware. I think and I could see it probably being people just going, oh, it's just a Memento ripoff, but really it's a really inventive mechanism.
Yeah, it's a good use of it. You can tell it's been inspired by Memento, where clearly they've gone, oh, how can we work that dynamic into an episode? And I think they've found a way that really works and gives it its own identity. So, so we got to December the 7th, which is the day before the one that we just saw, 8:23 a.m., and Dyson wakes up in prison, and the spider is in a different place, but it is there, and he checks himself for a wound, but there is none. And then Scully and Doggett enter. They talk about a key card that's been found that was to his hotel, and how it's been thrown to kind of, the implication there is that he threw it away after letting himself in and killing his wife. Doggett gets angry with Dyson for acting like he's got no clue what's going on, and he pretty much kind of storms out, and they accuse him of killing his wife, basically. So
I think that Morton's performance here is excellent. I think he really sells the shock of what he's seeing when he sees the picture of his, because we know that he doesn't understand anything, but the police officers obviously think, we all know what you're up to, type thing. And I can almost see Scully and Doggett just a little bit in the back step. They just think that's almost too good a reaction. They weren't expecting it. So again, I still don't know what's happening at this point, I was in.
Yeah, I actually think Joe Morton is a really good actor. And I know I kind of poked fun last episode because this is the guy who, if ever there is a guy that's been typecast, it is Joe Morton. Because honestly, off the top of my head, this is the only role of his that I can think of where he didn't play some scientist whose science went wrong and he had to somehow fix it. He just seems to play that part all the time. So it is quite refreshing to see him playing a completely different role. But he is a good actor, and I do always remember that scene in Terminator 2, where he's got the bomb and he's been shot and he's like, I don't know how much longer I can hold this. And it's like, yeah, is it like, he is a good actor. When he needs to bring it, he can bring it. So it is a shame that he has been typecast in the way that he has. But 12 minutes past 10 and he's walked through to the courthouse. A lawyer speaks to him and gives advice. And then we see that there's a date announced for his transfer thing, which kind of makes him a little bit confused because it's like, we've already done that, guys.
Yeah.
So he's looking around kind of confused. And then so there's this question of should he go to prison or be out on bail? And it's like, well, this is a bit weird because he's already been told he's going to prison. He's been transferred to a prison. The judge orders him to be transferred to a more secure facility. And Dyson pleads with him not to because the father-in-law will shoot him when he's transferred, which obviously makes him look like a crazy person because he's the only one who's actually seen that happen and experienced it. So, yeah. He tries explaining to Scully and Doggett. He says, if you truly don't remember, this is Doggett, sorry, if you truly don't remember how you, sorry, this is Scully. Confusion. It's my notes. My notes are rubbish, guys. So Scully says, if you truly don't remember, how can you be certain that you really didn't kill your wife?
I love it.
Yeah. So it is that thing where it's like, he's adamant, I didn't do it. I just thought, well, you don't remember though. So,
it's a great angle for this episode because you don't know if he's innocent. No, and for most of the way through it, it looks as if he did do this.
Yeah. And it could very well be that kind of episode where he's got to put right what he made wrong, which was the killing of his wife. But obviously that's not the case. Anyway, alone in a cell, he has a flashback of breaking glass and a stabbing. And then he sees the spider again. He rips it down and he stamps on it. Crushes the spider. Yeah. So, which
is I love the idea of this because it means that in the days that we've already seen, there wouldn't have been a spider there. It's the butterfly effect. You don't get to see the changes.
Yeah.
And that's
so because
really my imagination.
Yeah. So it's showing us that, like, okay, so he can change the future. He must be able to change the future because that spider's dead now. So either that or the fact that it's going back through time means that whatever changes he makes doesn't matter because they're going to get undone with the time reversal anyway. So the spider is going to be there. So either way it works. You can say that future is inevitable and there's nothing he can do to change it. Or maybe he has changed it. We don't know until we get there. So the daughters arrive with the nanny, and then he has another flashback. He asks Trina, which is the nanny, to get him something from the girls' room. Yeah. No one suspects the nanny.
It's an active crime scene. Like, and the nanny just walk in and get something. And then it's even more
Yeah.
surprising when they whip out what they have, because I'm like, didn't they find that? Weren't they looking for that? Did
Yeah.
the police not? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine if it's a pretty clean cut kind of crime scene where the body's on the floor, the murder weapon's there, it's probably not really much to be searched for. But yeah, one does have to wonder, like, was a thorough search of the place not done? Like, just to be sure. Like, they were so certain this guy did it that it was just like, yeah, we don't need to search for any further evidence. So the nanny finds the nanny cam, but it only shows that Dyson was in the house. It doesn't show who killed his wife.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he wakes up in the cell and the spider is back, despite him having killed it, because obviously he wasn't dead the day before. A guard comes to take him to his lawyer, but he thinks he's there to transfer him, because bizarrely he's not cottoned on yet. It's like, dude, it's like, you're going backwards. But yeah. So he meets his lawyer for the first time, but talks to her about the nanny cam. They look at him like he's crazy. Go on.
I was in stitches here. I was like awkward because he's just like, that video I showed you, that wasn't incriminating. Don't think about that. Like, it's just, if you're meeting your lawyer for the first time and you're already indicating that you did this, it's not good.
Yeah, it's a very poor choice of words. It's got to be said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So they look at him like he's crazy. Then he finds out it's Wednesday. They don't have the key card. So yeah, the key card, which they later find that incriminates him, they no longer have. So he could now technically try and find it so that there is no evidence against him. So if he's guilty, he's got every reason to find it. And if he's innocent, he's also got every reason to find it. So it's just, yeah. It's like a race against time, really, to try and prove to himself what happened. But so he's in the prison yard, and Danny Trejo eyes up Dyson. Danny Trejo, he's like the go-to guy in here when you want that inmate kind of penitentiary type.
Typecast. You said Joe Morton was typecast.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo was never the romantic lead.
No. Yeah, you see Danny Trejo in a film, you know exactly the kind of character he's playing. But yeah, so there's a guy who comes over all pissed off about how he got 6 months added to his sentence because of Morton's character, and he was like Dyson starts kind of trying to defend his position because like he's, he was on the side of the law, and it's like, you had a concealed weapon, and
I was
and
just
the guy,
doing my job type of thing.
yeah, I was just doing my job, and the guy's like, yeah, concealed weapon, my ass. You didn't even stop really to hear the story, the genuine reason why I had that thing on me, and it's like, dude, you broke the law. End of story. So to him, it's black and white. There are no grey areas.
But the story's excellent. It's like, I'm on the way to fix my girlfriend's sink. I needed the pipe as a replacement.
Yeah.
It's just, it builds up the narrative that kicks to the sort of stinger at the end of this one, I would say.
Yeah.
Which I quite liked.
So Dyson dismisses him and walks away. Pushed into some dominoes by someone, and then made to pick them up. Then Trejo slashes his face. So all the way through this, he's had a slash mark on his face, and we obviously don't know how he's got it.
Yeah.
The assumption could have been that he got it in the struggle with his wife when he was killing his wife, but now obviously we know that that's not the case. So Scully and Doggett come to see him. He explains to them again. Doggett walks out because he's just like, nope, not hearing it. Scully asks why he thinks this would be happening. So Scully's now in the boat of, she's not asking, prove it. How could that possibly true? She's more in the camp of, okay, well, if this is true, what do you think the reason is? Why is, she's now looking for what I would say the more important question, the question that Mulder would have sought for, because as far as Mulder's concerned, this would be true. But for him, it's like, why is it true though? There's got to be a reason for this. Let's find it. And Scully's now on that kind of side of the fence. So he says, maybe I'm supposed to understand something. And she says, maybe you already have the answer within you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the lawyer drops off the case file, and then the inmate that mocked him previously, mocks him for trying to find the truth. In conversations. And that's when he has a flashback to a spider tattoo.
Yeah.
Then it's
I think the guy that's mocking him, he also makes some ridiculous comments about how, and I just found it was weird that it made into the show, that he's going to make a lot of friends in prison. But, he's indicating that something else is going to happen where he's going to be very popular.
It's going to be someone's bitch, basically.
Yeah, well, he does say things like, there's going to be a lot of trains running in this place, and he goes, choo-choo. Okay, wow, right?
Yeah, it's very metaphorical.
Yeah.
So he wakes up again, it's Tuesday, and Dyson wakes up in Doggett's apartment this time. Doggett arrives with some coffee, and Dyson tells him who killed his wife. Because he saw the flashback, because he saw the spider tattoo in the flashback, he knows that the Danny Trejo character has that tattoo. So he's like, dude, I know who killed my wife. Doggett phones the lockup, but there's no inmate in there with that tattoo. So Dyson says that he mustn't have been arrested yet. He must get arrested that day. So there's something in my apartment you need to see, John. That's what he says. So he's staying at Doggett's apartment because the two of them are actually friends. We'll never see him again in the entire show, but they're besties.
No.
Yeah. So, so he's like putting him on to the tape, basically, the nanny cam.
Yeah.
It's like, which is a bit bizarre because it's like, you already know this doesn't prove your innocence.
Yeah.
Like, you already know this doesn't do you any favours because you rock up, you're there, and then, oops, bit of the tape's missing. I wonder who did that.
I can also see his point of view. Like, he's not thinking like that. In his mind, he's innocent, and there must be something wrong with that tape. I can kind of see it. Yeah. And it's the thing about these kind of time travel, time twisty things where you can always make an excuse for one or another different points of view.
Yeah. And he is, we've already seen the black and white lawyer, in the sense that if that's evidence, it's evidence. And if I am innocent, then that evidence will go towards proving my innocence. So,
maybe, unless he wants to subvert the evidence and hide it away for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Depending on the case.
So we see the nanny cam, and Doggett says that it actually makes him look innocent because of the position of the sun in the mirror, which is like next level detective work there from Doggett.
Yeah.
It's like, this is why he earns the big bucks for the FBI.
Whereas the lawyer's looking to get out the jail cell as soon as she sees it. She's like, it has to be you.
So somebody turned off the camera during the time of the murder. The only other person who knew where the remote was is Trina, the nanny. As I say, never trust the nanny. So that's why you need a nanny cam.
Yeah, well, can I just say, why would you tell the nanny that there's a nanny cam and how to turn it off? do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, the whole point is that you want to make sure your nanny's not up to some dodgy business, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. A little bizarre, but so we go to Trina's house, and Spider-Man is there. Sorry, Treo is there. Doggett clocks him and arrests him. Trina said he threatened her family, so yeah, he was basically holding her her family hostage anyway. So
I like how Doggett acts. I mean, she is sketchy as hell, but
yeah,
just the way he moves. One hand comes up to the peephole, the other one goes for his gun before he kicks the door in. It's just I like that series of movements.
Yeah. I like. He's a very physical actor, isn't he?
Yeah,
is Robert Patrick. I mean, like,
but it's for the character. You feel it in the character, like
yeah. I just think it's something that like he deserves a bit more credit for in terms of his acting abilities, his physicality. Like even with the T1000, a lot of what he's doing as the T1000 is it's all physical work. He's doing some pretty impressive stuff physically to show that is a robot, that is a liquid metal man and not a human being. But yeah, so good instincts, I think, with his physicality. So we go to the police station, and Dyson wants to talk to Treo. Spider-Man is the brother of a man named Hector who got sent down for life thanks to Dyson. You set him up for who he used to be, and he hung himself in prison. And then Dyson is arrested. So,
yeah. I think that although Dyson has been wronged, you're starting to put a picture together that he wasn't as squeaky clean and almost doing a vigilante kind of job against these people. Like the way he tries to get Trejo to admit the murder, is very twisted. If you do that, I maybe perhaps will try and get your brother's sentence squashed a little bit. Just to try to manipulate him.
Yeah, he's using it against him, and it's like actually, if you really did kind of care about justice, you'd put it differently. You'd be like, look, let this end now. I will sort your brother. If I've wronged him, which it seems I have, I'll sort it. But please, you've got to come clean about what you've done. But instead he uses it as a bargaining chip, doesn't he? And it's like, oh, that's like, now we can see the way you maybe work in the courtroom, and it's like, to you, the ends justify the means, and it's just like, it's more about the win than it is the justice. It's like, just get it done kind of thing. So it's Monday, and we're at the Strand Hotel. He wakes up and he tries calling Vicky straight away, which is his wife. He's like, this is the day of the murder. He's like, so he calls her. There's no answer. He's like, look, Vicky, if you're there, just go, get out of the house. Just go somewhere. I'm on my way. He goes to Doggett and he tells him everything. And he asks for help with getting the police to his house. He arrives home, and then the police are there, but there's no Vicky. The time of the murder has passed, and Dyson phones the father-in-law to see if Vicky's there. But someone starts coming through the door. So he goes over with a knife, and it turns out to be Vicky. Scares her half to death because comes out like Michael Myers behind the door. So then the door handle starts moving again. So he pushes her into the bedroom and tells her to call the police. Then Treo enters and a fight ensues between Dyson and Treo, which lasts much longer than I would expect it to, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Because Treo's built like a guy who works out in prison, and Dyson is built like, well, a scientist who does a lot of sitting around at a desk. Maybe goes to the gym a couple of times a week. But so they fight, and he's about to kill Dyson's wife when Doggett shoots him, and that's it. It's done. And it's like, second chance. He's kind of, he realizes that was his second chance to, well, one, to save his wife, but also to come clean about what he's done. So
yeah. And then a little stinger.
Yeah, so 3 months later, we see Dyson sitting in jail, giving a voiceover about not being able to escape one's character. So, ultimately, if you treat human beings like commodities or like statistics, then it will come
and you're going to end up in jail role-playing Thomas the Tank Engine. So, yeah. Do you mind if I wrap this one up, Brian?
Yeah, go on.
It's talking about this. You realise it's a much smarter episode, and we've kind of rushed through it. I feel like it, and there's so many things while watching it that I really enjoyed. I loved the fact that it was a backward story, but it made its own thing. It didn't just do the Memento way. You know, it had a point, and you could see the different timelines coming off it. And I liked the idea that it was reversing backwards. Really enjoyed it. I liked the tale as well, where we have a protagonist who's not squeaky clean. And it's one of those ones where we don't really follow Duggett and Scully. They're there occasionally, but this is this person's story. It's almost like a sideline in the X-Files season 8 so far. But I enjoyed the hell out of it. I was brought in right from the start. I loved the mystery. I loved the things that kept changing and how it kept unfolding. For me, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this one a hell of a lot. I would happily go back to it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was solid. I have to say, like coming into season 8, and when we look at what we've got coming up, this isn't really what it's one I remembered. I was like, oh yeah, that's the Memento-y type one, and I know that it's ranked pretty highly by X-Files fans. But there are, as I say, there are a few in season 8 that I think about more when I'm thinking, oh, season 8, we've got season 8 coming. So I'd be interested when we get to the end of it to see if there's a few more in this season that you would put higher than it. But it is a good episode. It's a very good episode. I don't think it's quite on the level of like some of the best that we've had in previous seasons. But it's definitely it's an easy watch, I would say. It's never dull, and it's got a good story, and it's got a few good things to say about the choices we make. So yeah, I did you give it a score?
5.
You gave it a 5. I think for me, I'm going to go with a 4.5, 4.5 out of 5.
I think personally, just to say it's been the best episode for me from season 8 so far. And there has been some that I've liked, but this for me was the most fun.
Yeah, I would agree that I think this is the best so far. But I do think season 8 has actually been pretty strong so far.
Yeah, it's been solid. Yeah,
there's not been an episode so far that I've disliked or that I've gone, well, I don't need to see that one again. It wasn't bad, but I don't need to see it again. So far, I've liked all the episodes that we've had. So,
yeah. I mean, I would like to see this in my top 5 at the end of the season wrap up, but I'd expect not to be number 1. If it was number 1, I'd be disappointed, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But just now, where the season's landed so far, a lot of fun, a real deal of invention. Really liked that a lot. So, Brian, give me a little taster for Via Negativa.
I can't, because I can't remember a damn thing about it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I remember something about the episode that comes after Via Negativa, but I don't remember anything about Via Negativa. So
fantastic. So I wonder if it'll come back to you. I wonder if it's going to be an episode where you just don't remember it at all, because you said you weren't. This wasn't the seasons that you kept rewatching. It was always the early seasons, wasn't it, for you?
So, mostly season 1 to 6 were the ones I just watched like that's when I was at the height of my X-Files fandom. But I have seen 7 to 11 multiple times, just nowhere near as much as the others. But yeah, Via Negativa, for whatever reason right now, it's just not ringing any bells. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. So there we have it. Episode 6 of season 8. I think we're proving that the X-Files can still innovate and create something unique for TV when you think back to when this came out. An incredible episode. I'm really looking forward to continuing our journey with season 8 with Via Negativa. So we will see you next week where we cover that one. We'd love to know your thoughts as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe on whatever service you listen or watch us on, whether it be YouTube or a podcast service. That allows other people to discover our passion for the X-Files. And we will see you next week.